And now part 3. The final, well, I say final, but this is the first one-shot Hirohiko Araki ever made, Buso Poker. As I recall, I think Araki met a manga artist that he was following at the time and said he really wanted to be a mangaka. So the guy pretty much just said, do a manga, send it to me. So he did, and the guy sent it to a pretty good manga contest. If he didn't win, I'm pretty sure this became runner-up, and this is what the ball rolling with Hirohiko Araki. I think it was definitely still in school at the time. But okay, so the first page, if I can turn the damn page itself, there we go. We get an old man kind of regaling a story from his past while pouring a glass of wine. The tale of two ace gunmen. So we see a guy shot down while a guy's at a barber's getting a shave. So this the character is like a very cocky kind of wiggy character. So he's the kind of guy where, you know, he's like the best around. Everyone wants to take him down to get a name for themselves. And of course he takes people down left and right. He pretty much exposits, you know, how great he is. So after a good shave and a near death threat, he goes to the local saloon, ready to just, you know, he's better than everyone else. He's cocky. But then, you know, it's a poker game to be ensued where he runs into Speedwagon. No, I don't know what his name is, but he's got the long blonde hair. He's got the scar. I like thinking it's Speedwagon. So he pretty much just sits down and wants to, you know, gauge how cocky this guy is, so they start playing games, a little dialogue back and forth. But then, you know, he wants to show off a bit. So he starts throwing cards at the deck, and every time he strikes a card from the deck, it seems to be the ace, until he does it 4 times in a row. So he gets 4 aces out of the deck by throwing 4 cards into the deck. Which naturally, like, you know, the other 2 guys are just getting nervous. Well, our calm other guy shuffles, deals 4 aces out. So naturally he's like, I'm good too, mate. You don't need to show off. So the other 2 leave. It's just down to those 2 to play a game of poker. But before that, another guy comes to town. But this kind of shows the fact that he might be after either one of them, because they're both ace gunshots. They've both got a name for themselves. You know, take one of them out, you get a name for yourself for taking him out. So now it's 2 ace gunmen with names for themselves in a game of poker. So again, naturally, pride's on the line. Let the game begin. They play a few hands. And get a bit of dialogue back and forth. Old man appears to exposit a bit of exposition like how the game is played, but naturally they get pissed off, so one of them throws a bottle down his neck to shut him up because he's distracting them. So as the game plays, the climax happens when the final hand. He's got 4 threes, 4 of a kind. So he knows like he's got a 4 of a kind, which is damn good hand. He's got 4 of a kind of anything. 4 threes being low, but the other guy seems to have 4 eights. So they're both. So as a reader, you both know one could beat, but that's when it comes down to bluffing. Yeah, he's coaxing him. He's bluffing. They're saying words back and forth. Cocky grin. So naturally, it's like he knows he's got the best hand, but he's still got to make sure he can win. So arguments ensue. Words trade places. So again, who's got the biggest hand here? So they finally throw down, but then the twist happens. He cheated a bit. He threw down 4 queens, which we know he didn't have, so somewhere along that he cheated a bit. And of course, when someone cheats in the game of cards, you take that seriously. They take the guns out and ba-bam, take each other out. And the old man tells that he's really well off now, he's got a good looking girlfriend, and walks off. So again, I think there's a bit of moral to that story, the last bit, sort of like, you know, don't cheat. You know, maybe there was a bit of trickery there, maybe didn't, I don't know. So I think don't cheat, you know, don't get too cocky, you know, be careful who, you know, if people collide, I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's why I think it's probably got a good moral story if I knew what the dialogue was. So that's the end of this 3rd part, and that's all the one-shots of Hirohiko Araki, and that's all he's done. Ah, just kidding, ever heard of the word spin-off? That's right, Hirohiko Araki has made a number of spin-offs. 2 big books to be exact. One, it's pronounced Matsuki Zaka. Yeah, something like that. It's a Kibihiro Rohan story about how he goes on a trip and his bizarre story. And the other book contains 4 stories. One called Dead Man's Question, which features a character we all know, one I particularly like. The other one called Dulcina's Master, a great story about a man losing his sanity with his cat. Another one, Under Execution, Under Jailbreak, about a man in a bizarre cell. Is it a cell? Is it a death sentence? We don't know. And the last one, Thus Spoke Rohan. Rohan appears again to speak of another bizarre incident he was incurred in. And then finally, another little one-shot called The Bizarre Adventure of Tesla. So until then, take care.